Hello friends, welcome to our session here today of regarding Bobby Fischer's games here. I'm going to show you today game of the century, and we will also see a couple of other games. Bobby Fischer, as everyone knows, was a huge legend, and I know almost most of the people who I know. A lot of them, they told me that they started knowing about chess thanks to Bobby Fischer and his World Chess Championship with Boris Spassky. A lot of interest it generated during that time, which was played in 1972 in Iceland, Reykjavik. That's the name of the city. And he was the only American world champion, and he did great. So let's see this game of the century. He has played as just a 13-year-old kid, and we will see now here. Also, guys, you can chat with me over here. I can see you guys on live chat. So hello Utkarsh, welcome to my video, and let's start with the game. There are others also, but I don't know who are they. Please, if you can introduce yourself, it will be great. And I have some friends also coming over from our Carter Chess Club. And this is a very nice small chess club we have made. It's just right outside this promenade which is there in Bandra at Carter Road. So it's on the promenade itself, and it's a great thing. The place is great. And hi Ashutosh, and hi Donald Duck. That's a little funny name. So let's start off now with this game known as Game of the Century. Like I said, Bobby Fischer was just 13 years old, and this game was played in I think 1956 with his opponent's name is Donald Byron, and he was an international master. So let's start off with the game. Now, Bobby Fischer was black and Donald Byron was white. We have a Donald over here, but of course that's not Donald Byron. We have a Donald Duck over here. So let's start. Knight f3 is a very flexible move. It's not committing to anything, no central pawns, very flexible. It can go, the game can go any way, Knight f6, the same flexibility black is showing here, and here there are many defenses black can also play. It will also depend on how it goes, who plays what. c4, okay. So far nothing is fixed over here. The opening can swing into any way. c4 controls the d5 square. It's a very important square, controlling d5. And yes, we will see now what's happening with black. Black here plays g6. I have many forms. Yes, Donald Duck. Yes, you do. Okay. So g6 here, black is doing fianchetto of the bishop. That is, the bishop is going to go to g7. It's a very this system was also actually invented in India, just like the game being invented in India. g6, lot of centuries back, Indians would play like this. Usually I'm talking about the kings during those times when there were kings and rulers. So they would play a game like this, but of course then the game was totally different. The rules were completely different. Pawn would move only one square. It would never go two squares. Here g6, knight c3. White is developing the knight on a good square, also putting more pressure on d5. Bishop to g7, fianchettoing the bishop, as I already mentioned earlier. And white played here d4. Now d4 opens up the white square, the dark square bishop of whites, and that's on c1. It opened that. And here now it's confirmed that it's a d4 opening. Okay, as of now, that's all it's confirmed. We will see more. The game was invented during Gupta Empire, Donald Duck. Well, nobody's sure about it actually. It's a very debatable topic when the game was actually invented, because there some say 6th century, some say 7th century, some say 10th century. It's a very debatable thing. We don't have anybody who can confirm this thing, but yes, it was invented in India, known as Chaturanga. And yes, the all the grandpas, Manan, they would play like this. Pawn would move 1 square. I remember playing my game with my grandpa, and I would move 2 squares. He would say I'm cheating. So yes, we have to, of course, they were not used to it. We were rather expected to get used to their rules, well, which was fine. Well, I ended up teaching my grandpa the modern chess as it is now. Okay, so d4 castling. Black has just castled, and bishop to f4. Now, bishop to f4 avoids the King's Indian defense, because if white plays here e4, then black has d6. Okay, black has d6, so he can play that, and that will become King's Indian. But this is white's way of avoiding the King's Indian defense. So what does black do here? Well, black goes for hi Siddharth. Well, I hope you're not a devil, not a bad one, at least a good one. Yeah, thank you for coming, all of you. Here black plays d5. d5 is the Grunfeld defense. Okay, this is the this is where it starts, the actual Grunfeld defense after playing d5. And let's see now here what to play. Pankaj, we can discuss the question about e4 or d4 later. I would like you to concentrate on this game. It's a very important game. This game actually made history, known as the game of the century. So let's just concentrate on this game, and played none other than the legend himself, Bobby Fischer, and that too at the age of 13. So he was in the making of a legend. He was not actually a legend that time, but yes, he was already a prodigy, a chess prodigy, and he already, you can see here the way he played, it was just amazing. At 13 I had trouble tying my shoelaces, and here this guy was just amazing. So please watch this thing. We will discuss other things later. So queen b3, pressuring d5, and here the pawn is being pressured over here, and also the b7 pawn is just, the queen is keeping an eye on b7 as well. So here black captures. He's giving up a stake in the center, okay, and seeking to gain time attacking the queen. After it recaptures on c4. So that's what happened. It captured on c4. Of course, white should capture, otherwise he's a pawn down for nothing. Okay, now in this position, white has this attack. Now, of course, Bobby Fischer at the age of 13, and of course being a prodigy, he definitely saw this much, and he plays a very simple defense to it. He doesn't go knight c6, because knight c6, what will happen with knight c6 is, let me just show you. If knight c6, then this square is weak. This square is weak, the d5 square. And of course the knight can also be driven away from there. So that's really not a good move. So in this position here, black plays a very simple defense to it. He goes c6. And here white plays e4. He's controlling the center. Definitely white here thinks he's better off. Also, we are talking about an international master playing with a 13-year-old kid who was not much known. yes, he was showing his talent in bits and pieces here and there, but nobody knew that Donald Byron is playing with the future legend in the making, the future legend or the legend in the making. So this was really a great. Let's see here what happens. White plays e4 and building the pawn here. Black plays knight b d7. He's building the perfect pawn center, what white did, and developing the knight on d7, probably to attack on b6, getting the knight to b6 and attacking the queen. We shall see that. So here rook to d1. In this position, black played knight to b6. Knight is attacking the queen, and I'm sorry, hack learners, I'm not so comfortable with Hindi, because there are a lot of words in chess which we use in English. So of course मैं भारतीय हूँ और मैं माफ़ी चाहता हूँ, हिंदी मेरी ख़राब नहीं है, लेकिन चेस सिखाने में थोड़ी मुश्किल होती है. So please excuse me for that. I will be, anyway, they say chess has no language. Chess can be just understood when shown or played. So please, if you can concentrate on the board, I'm sure you will learn a lot of things from this game. Okay, so going back here, knight b6, he's hitting the queen. Like I said, Bobby Fischer, he attacked the queen. Here white played queen to c5. Now here Donald Byron played queen to c5. Now queen to c5 was a little ambitious here, this move. It was a little ambitious move. It was a bit ambitious in the fact that, of course, he's playing with a kid, so he might have got a bit overconfident, because the better move is definitely either queen b3 or even queen d3 here. So these two were the better moves definitely for white. But coming to queen c5, here it's not so accurate. So that is one of the things one should remember, that we cannot underestimate anybody in chess, whether it's grown up or an kid. We should not be doing that. So here queen c5, keeping an overly advanced posture, you can say, by the queen. This moves, it's not a mistake yet, but it's a risky move. Okay, it's not a mistake, but it's a risky move. So here after queen c5, black played bishop to g4. He's pinning the knight, and in this position, after we pin the knight, white plays again bishop to g5. Now that's not a good move, because you're moving the same piece the second time. So definitely it's a waste of a move, waste of time, everything. The better move here was bishop to e2. Bishop to e2 was definitely a better move here, developing your bishop and also you're making your king ready to do castling. Okay, so going back to the game here, bishop to g5, and then in this position black has a great move coming up. At the age of 13, I can't imagine someone playing such a great move. So here I would pause the position, and I will ask my audience, whoever is over here, can anybody tell me what Bobby Fischer played here as black? You need to guess his move. It was a great move. So I'll give a minute, and then if no one knows, then I will definitely show. Okay, so nobody has been able to tell me. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Rahul. Rahul is a great friend. I know him since quite long, and he's a very strong player. Unfortunately, his rating does not justify his level. You must be laughing right now. Yes, knight to a4 is the amazing move here black played, and we will see why this sacrifice. Yes, no, not h6, not knight d7. Hello Sonal, you're welcome. You can this is a bit advanced game, but of course you can still watch and learn. I'm sure you'll end up learning some things. So knight a4 is the move. Now here black is giving the knight away. Now what happens if white just takes the knight? If he just takes the knight, then black has knight to pawn, knight takes the pawn, and knight is attacking here the queen and the bishop. Okay, threatens both. And then if queen captures pawn, then I got queen to a5 check, and as you can see, a lot of white's pieces are under attack. This knight is under attack, this one here, and it's a check, and also the queen cannot take the knight. There are a lot of things happening over here. So because of rook e8 will come. So here in this position, if knight c3, well, then I got rook fe8, and if b4, then I can simply play queen a3, and white is in trouble already in the opening itself. So that was a great move, and we'll go back to the position. If white plays here, rook e8, that is if white plays bishop to e7. Yeah, if white plays bishop to e7, then we got rook to e8 also. Yeah, there is also one other move here besides rook to e8, that is queen to c7. And yes, he's giving this rook over here, but it's black who's better over here. For example, of course white cannot take the rook right away because knight is capturing the queen. Here knight is attacking the queen, so here he's in trouble. If rook to e8, then bishop takes, knight takes, and it's a check. So bishop e2, bishop takes knight, gxf3 is forced, and here black can simply collect the knight on a4, and also black is out here about to win a pawn after the bishop moves away. For example, bishop g5 and knight to b2. This position is also very bad for white. Imagine you come to such a position in just 17 moves when you are an international master and you're playing with a 13-year-old kid. So it's a very embarrassing thing for the international master. So we'll just go back here. He does not take the knight. We'll just go back to the position after knight to a4. He does not take the knight. He goes queen to a3. After that, black decides to capture, eliminating the defender of the e4 square. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes knight, and then here black plays knight takes e4. Here white played bishop to e7, bishop takes e7, and it looks like a fork and it looks like a bad thing happening, but just if you can see queen b6 here, and white did not even take that rook. Now let's see what happens if white takes that rook. White played bishop to c4, If white takes this rook, then we got queen b3, knight takes pawn. Now that's a great move. If queen takes, then we got bishop b4, and that's a royal pin. Okay, so here in this position, we'll go back. He didn't take even the rook. He played bishop to c4. Finally, he develops his last piece and he's hoping to castle. But yes, that won't happen. Bobby will not allow him to castle. Here Bobby goes in this position. Okay, I'll give you here one more a position to guess here. One more move to guess. Can you tell me what did black play here? Anybody? What did black play here? Rook e8. Okay, Neeraj says rook e8. Let's just see. Rook e8 is a good move. It's not a bad move at all, but definitely not the best move, not what Bobby Fischer played. Rook e8, you see, white gets to castle. Okay, white gets to castle, and all this is fine for white, even though black can definitely open up the king side here, breaking open. But of course, black has better moves here. For example, black can play queen to c7, attacking the bishop twice, and then later on he can take this knight also. But this is not the move because white just castles away. There is something better. Siddharth Devil says bishop takes knight right now. Siddharth, there is a better move than even bishop takes f3. We have to think out of the box. Okay, that's fine. So if you can think of something better, bishop takes f3 looks like a good move, but there is definitely there are better moves available, and what Bobby played was the best. So okay, should I go ahead and tell the move, or do you want some more time? Right, Rahul is right again once more. He played knight takes pawn. Now that's an amazing move. We have a doctor over here who's watching. That's a pleasure, because they say maths and science, maths and chess are quite related to each other, and of course before you become a doctor, I guess you had to do a bit of maths also. It's a very logical game, so a lot of doctors and scientists, they love this game, including Einstein. He used to play this game quite a bit. So knight takes c3. Coming back to the game. Hello Adarsh. So let's just see here the game here. Knight takes c3 has happened, and if white plays here queen takes c3, okay, if white plays queen takes c3 I mean, and then there comes rook a e8. Now this bishop is pinned, it's pinned down, and here white does not have any good moves except, say, castling, because how can he save this bishop? He can try queen a3. He can definitely try queen a3, but then black has the upper hand even here with bishop takes knight, gx f3. That's breaking open his king side completely. Isolated pawns, double pawns, and even this is an isolated pawn, this is an isolated pawn, this is an isolated pawn. White's pawn structure is completely broken. So here this would be not so good for white. We will go back to the game, and knight c3, of course he does not take it. He played here bishop to c5. Now bishop to c5, he can take the knight later also, but first he wants to attack the queen, and here black first saves his rook and gives a check. That's a very nice check at the right time. Fischer first activates this rook, okay, and threatens the king. Of course, king f1, the only logical move is to get out of this check right here, so he does that. And here comes the move which became kind of historical. It became the move of the, if this game is the game of the century, that move, because of that move, this game became the game of the century. It was the amazing move. Why not rook f8, rook fe8? Well, we saw that, right? Rook fe8, we saw that line, and here in this position black played the amazing move. As a 13-year-old, it's just so difficult to understand how can one play such moves. I'll give a minute here. This move deserves attention, and even you guys deserve the time to think. It's an amazing move. The black queen, that's Bobby Fischer's queen, is under attack. And what does black play here? You guys can think. I'll just have some water. Okay. Someone said bxf3. bxf6. I guess, doctor, you mean by bxf6? Sorry, bxf3, which is this. Well, this move, yes, it can be played here because black already has a lot of compensation. Now here the queen is going, and then black can play bishop takes rook, but then you see this is even, and what actually happened in the real game, that was just too good, and black then didn't have any difficulty in winning the game. So Adarsh says queen to g8. I think that's a typo. Maybe you meant queen to d8, but that's just retreating the queen, and once you retreat this queen over here, white gets this knight, and guess what, here it's Donald Byron who's better. If black played like this, and which was very easy for anyone to play, Rahul, I think has seen this game, the game of the century. Of course, he has seen it because he's also a good chess player. I know him personally. So bishop e6 is the move. Now here black is offering the queen, and white just takes the queen. Okay, now just let's see what happens. Why did black give away his queen for these two bishops? Well, because he's going to end up getting a lot more compensation for the queen. Let's see it. Bishop takes bishop. First of all, capturing this bishop is very important because it's we are getting it with a check. Of course, this check is important. We are getting the rook also, but let's take it. In chess, what they say: right move at the right time. Okay, that's what matters in a game of chess. Yes, even Neeraj is right. Bishop to e6. That's right. Okay, so in this position, bishop takes bishop, check comes, king has to go inside, and here black plays knight e2, check, and he's dragging the king back into the line of fire, which is this diagonal. We are forcing the king to come on this square. So king to f1 again. And here black captures this all important d4 pawn because his communication between the bishop and the knight should be there. You see this square, c3 square, will be used. This square will be used by Bobby soon. We'll see how. So first he takes this pawn, knight takes d4, and then he's taking a pawn here with a check. It's a discovered check, of course. So king has to again go back in. So he goes back in. This is a windmill with the knight. Okay, this is also known as the windmill with the knight. Normally, people have seen the windmill with the rook. Usually, it's the rook. But yeah, this is a position where you can say this is windmill by the knight. Windmill is we are just forcing the king into a check, discovered check every time, and we are attacking or killing his other pieces. Okay, so he goes back in again, knight e2, check, and this time, like I told you earlier, the communication between the black bishop on g7 and the knight is here. It's connected now, so the queen cannot. Here the knight comes on c3. Of course, the queen could have not killed it earlier also because the bishop is there, but here Bobby first kills the central pawn and then goes for the rook as well. But he will not go for the rook immediately. You will see even that. It's a check. And here, what is the best thing to capture here? Well, Siddharth, ax b6 will come definitely, but black was busy taking the pawn. He had to take that central pawn. Well, it's a free pawn first of all, and like I said, the communication is open. The lines get open for his bishop, the bishop on g7. So this is the position. What should black play here? That's right, Neeraj. Bishop pair strikes better than a queen. That's true, but here this is not just the two bishops, it's everything together, because of course only two bishops will not be enough. There are other things also which are there, and they are playing a very crucial role in winning this game. For example, this knight and also the rook, which is about to get opened up. Here Bobby Fischer killed the bishop first because it's attacking this queen. So after the queen is attacked here in this position, of course white has to save his queen, and he goes queen to b4. Now there was one other move trying to defend, which was queen to c1. He could have tried to defend the rook, but then there comes a nasty royal fork in the form of knight e2. So definitely that would have been a huge mistake, especially done by an international master. It's quite a big mistake. Then the media, how it goes on. Yes, that's true, Rahul. Coordination of each and every piece. We'll see more of this coordination happening. So in this position, queen b4 was played, and again black does not want to give anything, because here if black takes this rook, if he takes this rook, then white will capture this bishop. So what can black play here to save his pieces and still take that rook, the rook on d1? Okay, now Rahul, let others answer too, because I know you have seen this game. So if you don't mind, let's see if anyone else can answer, because I know that you know this game and this position very well. So how does black here protect his pieces and also take his rook? Because right now if I do knight captures rook, then queen captures bishop is what is coming. Adarsh says bishop to h7. Do you mean bishop to h6? Well, bishop to h6 is not good because of queen captures knight. Yes, that's right, Shubham. Shubham has got the right move. Sorry, this was just by mistake. Yeah, Shubham has answered rook to a4. That's right. And you see now the rook is protected by the knight, and the rook is also attacking his queen. I mean the opponent's queen, and also this rook is protecting the bishop. So the queen is unable to kill anything, nothing. She's got to run. She's got to run and hide somewhere. Well, she can take this pawn. Max, she can take this pawn. So that's what Byron did. He took this pawn. After that, knight captures rook happened. Now, if you see, there is a lot of material for the queen, and now it's just a matter of time how black can win this game. So here h3 came. h3 just to open the window for the king. Rook a2. Now we'll go a little quickly because I want to show you one more game. Knight f2 and rook e1, because now it's just a matter of technique. Black has a lot of compensation for his queen, which is not there on the board, but he doesn't require that queen now. So rook takes rook. Also you can see here rook takes rook is possible because queen d8, I have bishop f8. It's not a back rank checkmate. So definitely this happened. It definitely happened in the real game. Queen d8, bishop f8, and then knight takes e1, bishop d5, knight f3, and knight e4, queen b8. Queen is just going after that b7 pawn. This is just black, of course, saves the pawn. Why will he give anything for free? h4 and h5 is coming for white, but black plays h5, and here in this position white played knight to e5. Again, there is no definite plan, let me tell you that. White is just playing along, playing with a 13-year-old, expecting him to make some mistake, some kind of blunder, so he can come back into the game. But of course Bobby Fischer never gave that opportunity. That's why he was the best. When he was in his prime time, he was the best. King g7, king g1, and here comes the important move. Now here we can start off with a checkmate happening. Let's see how it starts off. Can anyone tell me here what did black play? He goes off with here to finish off the game. We have three minor pieces and one major piece, that one rook we have. That's more than enough now to finish off the game. bd6. Well, bd6 is a good move. Yes, it is a good move, doctor. But here bishop c5. Yes, Neeraj is right. Bishop c5 is much better. You can say bishop d6 as the second best move. Bishop c5 check comes, And in this position, yes, even Saurabh is right. And here check, king to f1. Well, why didn't king go to the other side of the board? Well, if he goes to the other side of the board, we can still win the game with something like knight d2. Here I'm threatening this dangerous knight f1 check. If he does say any move with the queen, for example, I have no clue what can white play here, because he's in trouble, big trouble. For example, king g3, he's trying to come out, but then we got again knight f1, king f4, he's trying to run out, but look at this move, bishop e3, and that's a checkmate. Okay, going back to the position, he's got his king to the other side of the board, king f1, and black can play here knight g3, check. Well, now we are dragging the king from the left to the right. Okay, so let's do this. He goes king e1. Now what should black play here? Anyone? I'm waiting. What can black play here? He goes, well, I want to show one more game, and that we are running out of time. I would really love to show one more game. Okay, can anyone tell me? Bishop to f2. Okay, bishop to f2 is also leading to a checkmate. Doctor, I'll take that as a right move. Bishop b4 is another good move. King d1, forcing the king to d1, and then bishop b3, forcing the king again towards the right side. King c1, and here in this position knight e2 comes. Well, rook does not go on a1, because then Shubham, we are allowing the king to come out. Maybe a rook could come out earlier. Are we talking here? Yeah, if rook a1 here, the king comes on f2. So not rook a1 in this position. Yeah, finally here mate in 2. How can black checkmate in 2 moves over here? Okay, knight c3 is correct. That's right, Dr. Parminder Kaur. And after this, king c1, and finally the last move of the game. Okay, so last move, it's rook c2, and that's a checkmate. It's just amazing, isn't it? You know, I mean, who can think of a 13-year-old playing like this? So this game was awarded the Game of the Century award, and definitely till today, everyone, whoever has seen this game, appreciates this game and just marvels at the fact that it was played by a 13-year-old. But of course, no one knew he would go out to become the world champion one day, and that's what he did. Okay, let's see one more game very quickly by Bobby Fischer, one of my favorites. But yes, my biggest favorite is Eliakim. He's my chess god. So I'm going to show you one more game. Now, incidentally, there is a game of the okay, one second here. Yeah, we have one more game. Incidentally, that game is also played by Donald Byron's brother. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Donald Byron had a brother who was elder to him, and he was a grandmaster. So let's see this. He's already beaten one brother when he was 13 years old, and now here, that was in 1956. And now here 1954 or 1956, I'm not sure about this game of the century, but in 1963 he got to play with his brother, and just see how quickly he finished the game even with his brother, whose name was Robert Byron. Let's just see this game. It's a very nice game. I hope to finish it in the next 15 minutes. Again, Bobby Fischer is black and Robert Byron is white. Here d4, knight f6 happens, c4, g6. Black is again going for either Grunfeld or King's Indian defense. All those defenses are possible here. g3, and in this position c6 happen, bishop g2, just fianchetto of the bishop, d5, and here pawn captures pawn and pawn captures pawn. This is the opening, a very normal opening here. Nothing much has happened. Knight c3, bishop g7. Both the sides, they are developing their pieces very rapidly. e3, castling, and here after castling, white's turn here, and white played not a good move here. Being a grandmaster, he played something unnecessary. He played queen d, knight g e2 has come, but the bad move will come later. My mistake, confusion. Knight g e2, knight c6, castling, b6, b3, and here comes bishop a6. Black is just getting his pieces out quickly. There's not much to see here, so I'm going a bit quickly. Bishop a3, kind of white is saying, okay, I'm also coming on the same line and I'm attacking your e7. I'll just keep an eye on e7 pawn. Rook e8, Bobby said, okay, no ways, I'm going to defend that pawn and I can move my queen and knight somewhere, wherever I want to. Here white played a bad move, not like totally a bad move, but of course a doubtful move. He played queen to d2. Now that's a doubtful move. The better move was rook c1, and black played here e5, opening up the center. Black wants to open up the center. We'll see why. Captures, and here black played knight takes e5. You see now in this position, we cannot, here white cannot kill this pawn. Because why cannot he kill this pawn? Why cannot he kill this pawn? Because if knight takes pawn, Rahul, no, this is not Catalan, this is Grunfeld only, because remember black had played d5 after g3, so this is categorized as Grunfeld with fianchetto. Okay, Grunfeld with fianchetto also is possible, and it happens. So in this position, knight takes d5 is not possible, I was telling you, because if knight captures, well, then knight captures, and well, you see this knight cannot be captured now, because if bishop captures, then I got here a great move. Can anybody tell me here what can black play? Black wins material. Well, Mukul, yes, but there's a better move here. You will take the black knight, yeah, but there is a better move, Shubham. You can take the black knight, knight f3, perfect. Well done, Dr. Parminder. Knight f3 it is. Well done, super move. Knight f3 is a fork, and of course if bishop takes knight, then queen takes queen. Okay, we got a doctor who's a strong chess player. It's a pleasure. So in this position here, he does not take this pawn, definitely. After this, he goes rook f d1. Now rook f d1 is a wrong rook. White loses this apparently normal and equal position in no more than 7 moves. That's why the game is famous. In just 7 moves, we will be finishing this game. Let's see how now. Sorry, there was some error. Sorry, my mouse. I'll just do this. Yeah. So rook fd1 is what was played. Okay, so here came knight d3. That's blocking the queen completely. Of course, queen cannot kill the knight because of the bishop on a6. Here, white plays queen c2, and he's threatening rook takes knight. This is the threat which is coming. But of course, black now plays a great move. Now, what is that great move which black plays? Black has an amazing move over here. Guys, I'll give you 30 seconds. I know it doesn't do justice because that move is great. Hello Akshat, welcome. This is a game I'm showing between Bobby Fischer and Robert Byron. What is the move which black should play here? And that's an amazing move. We have Yamini Sharma who says rook to c8. Rook to c8 is pinning the knight, agreed. But you see, this threat is coming, which I have highlighted. Rook is taking the knight. So black here goes, black plays an amazing move over here. Can anyone tell me here what was the move played? At least a minute. Yes, I have. I think it's almost a minute. Rahul, can anybody tell me here? Oh, black played an amazing move, and yeah, he was no longer a 13-year-old child. He was a man, and that's Bobby Fischer I'm talking about. Urvesh says king to e4. I guess you mean knight to e4, but no. Yeah, sure, Rahul. Go ahead. Tell me the move. Well, I'm waiting. Can anyone tell me? We are done more than a minute now. We don't have much time. Okay, time up. It's knight takes f2. That's a brilliant sacrifice. Yes, Rahul, you're right. Knight takes f2 is correct. I got your move after I already played it, but yes, I know you wrote it before. It takes some time for your moves to come to me. Few seconds, you can say 4 or 5 seconds. Here he does king takes f2, and black played knight to g4, check. And as you can see now, after the king moves, black has a fork, knight to e3. That was the idea. And white played queen to d2. It's absolutely a brilliant play from black's side, and black played here. He had to take this all important bishop, which is the main defender of the king. So he goes knight takes g2, king takes g2, and here black has a very important move. What did black play here? A very important move from black side now after he is sacrificed. We have only It's very difficult to believe that black finished the game in the next 2 moves. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. In 3 moves. In 3 moves, black finished the game. Okay, Adarsh said rook to e2. No. Well, rook to e2 will just trade everything. Rook to e2 is not going to, it's just going to trade everything. Look at this. Knight e2, and you get this, and I get this. But you see, here white is still a piece up. So no, this is not the move in this position. Yeah, Mukul Raj, we have the answer from Mukul Raj. That is right. d4. Mukul Raj says d4. That's right. Now, what is the idea behind d4? We are opening the lines, the diagonals. So this king, which is already exposed, is going to get checkmated soon. So d4, the point of the sacrifice, knight f2. Okay, that's the point of the sacrifice, knight f2, which was done on the 15th move. That is 5 moves before. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 moves before knight f2 had come. So d4 has come now, and then here white just takes this pawn, thinking he can take it. Bishop b7 check, king f1, and now comes the move after which the game was over. I remember an anecdote here that I read about this, that in the commentary room everyone was thinking, including the grandmasters who were commenting about this game, commentating about this game, they said white is better here because white has an extra piece. They were just discussing this position on the mic, and soon they came to know that white resigned the game. Now, what did black play here that made white resign the game? Okay, one move black played here and white resigned the game. It was a surprise for everyone that day when this game was being played live and being watched live by everyone, including the commentators. So what was that move? One move which Bobby Fischer played, and then white just resigned. White just gave up. Yes, can anyone tell me here the great move? Okay, queen to f6. Well, no, I'm sorry, not queen to f6. Queen to f6 is not the move. It is no, not even bishop takes knight. Adarsh says bishop takes knight. Akshay says queen f6 check. Yes, Rahul has seen this game. Queen to d7, and yep, queen to d7. The idea is queen h3, and this is all over now because of the fact that after queen d7 there is nothing left. Say for instance queen f2, then there is queen h3, king to g1, and this comes a brilliant move, rook to e1. That's just amazing move. The queen cannot capture the rook, but the rook has to be captured. So white captures the rook. Well, then bishop takes, and this is the pin here, and queen g2 checkmate is coming thanks to this bishop. So all these things are happening. This is totally one position. There is also knight to b5 here, but then again queen h3 is coming, king g1, and here black has another good move, bishop to h6. I'm sorry I have to rush through these analysis. So this is what the game is over here. King g1, rook e1, rook takes, and bishop d4. Well, actually he resigned here. The game, in this game, white just resigned. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my lesson, my class, and I hope to see you again. I'll be my next session is let me just check it. Yes, my next session is tomorrow, 6 p.m. So Indian time, 6 p.m. and I will be seeing you tomorrow as well. So hope to see you soon, and I hope you enjoyed, and have a great time. Have a good night. Okay, take care.